foi tabua ya o sisambe bu rekan roka adoro mo tabua anto tele taka na waronga na pula FM namba 2 ena ser
bula naga go ilimo do tele taka na FM na bo sa set to na pula FM
bula o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mokisa o bacik na sinu ando tele taka bali na waronga na pula FM na bantu ena ser
o lorima na gadi suka lambasa to do tele taka na Bula FM. Naban 2 na sena.
Bula FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. In this bulletin, new 3-year rural development program signed. More dengue cases recorded by Ministry of Health. And Fijian students studying in India safe. Around 150 new rural roads, crossings, jetties and bridges will be built throughout the country in the next 3 years. An agreement on the construction of these rural infrastructures was signed in Suva today. Eleanor Tarangai View reports.
Putting pen to paper on a new 3-year rural road development program. A historic occasion as for the first time an agreement is signed between the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development, the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, the Ministry of Environment and the Fiji Roads Authority on major roadworks in the rural areas that is going to take place over the next 3 years.
These projects have in fact, or roads, Irish crossings, etc., have been in fact discussed very thoroughly between the divisional commissioners and FRA since last year, and in fact specific time frames have been put around as to what will take place regarding, for example, the investigation, the design, and of course the construction itself.
Under the agreement, 55 road upgrading and new projects are earmarked for the Eastern Division, 48 for the Central Division, 23 for the Western Division, and 24 for the Northern Division.
It's about providing better facilities for our people in the rural areas. They deserve the best of government services and utilities, and this is about providing them with that opportunity.
The agreement also directs the divisional commissioners to assist all relevant parties in obtaining all applicable approvals to access gravel and land for the completion of the projects within the identified time frame.
The particular role that we'll be looking at is the granting of lengthy gravel licenses. These, of course, will be reliant upon the sustainability of such practice in a relevant area.
The parties have also agreed that they will speed up the approval processes needed for the completion of these road projects.
I'm very happy that now there is a commitment from the ministries, relevant ministries, and we will be answerable if there is a delay. And that's why we have come in and signed this MOU.
The Fiji Roads Authority has a budget of $50 million for the 3-year rural road development program, and this is separate from the cost of the general maintenance of rural roads.
We are making progress, and we are constantly reviewing how we work to look for ways of delivering better value. This is real focus for a rural roads program in 2016, and we'll be looking for ways to get more done to meet the needs of the rural communities.
Works on some of the projects have already started, while others will be gradually constructed from now until 2018. Eleanor Tarangai View, FBC News.
The 9-year-old girl who was allegedly raped in Nakasi last year in July took the witness stand today in the second day of the trial. She was cross-examined by the State Council and told what happened to her on her way home from school. Pakasa Rainima was in court and files this report.
Earlier today, the mother of the 9-year-old girl also took the stand. The mother recalled the day the offense that took place. At 3 p.m. on that day, the witness and her son were waiting for her daughter near the roadside. She saw students going home after school but could not see her daughter. The mother highlighted in court that she got worried and at around 4 p.m. when she saw her daughter walking home alone. When she got closer, she saw her daughter's face was swollen, her hair was messy, and that she did not have her school bag and shoes with her. She started crying and hugged her mother. The witness asked her daughter if a car had hit her. She disagreed, stating that an Ito came and punched her and pulled her into a bush. The accused in this trial is 31-year-old Elatia Nalawa, who pleaded not guilty to rape, assault with intent to commit rape, theft and burglary. The case continues in the Suva High Court tomorrow. Tokas Renima, FBC News.
Fijian students in India are safe and no harm has come to them, says the Suva-based Indian Council for Cultural Relations. 9 students are currently studying under the ICCR scholarship in India. The number of dengue cases has increased by 8 to 93 from last week, with the North recording the highest number of cases. This was confirmed to FBC News by National Advisor for Communicable Diseases, Dr. Mike Kama. Farzana Nisha has more.
National Advisor for Communicable Diseases, Dr. Mike Kama, says the Health Ministry continues to be concerned with the rise in the number of cases, even though most have been treated and sent home.
So the responses have been intensive. The response will always be the same. With any condition such as this, the ministry is always looking after to better protect the people of Fiji, and it responds intensively to any threat that happens. We're doing the same with the dengue situation right now.
Dr. Kama says the ministry is not calling it an outbreak.
Right now these numbers are quite high, but there's also issues that we have with regards to the laboratory testing for these conditions. So they're not very clear-cut. We've hesitated a little bit on calling it what it should be, which is an outbreak for that matter, primarily because things don't match at the moment. We're trying to clarify with WHO.
People are still advised to destroy mosquito breeding places and consult a doctor if symptoms of dengue occur, including sudden high fever, severe headaches, pain behind the eyes, severe joint and muscle pain, and nausea and vomiting, plus skin rash, which sometimes appears 2 to 5 days after the onset of fever. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Parliament will continue as scheduled despite the suspension of the National Federation Party. As to whether the 3 NFP members of Parliament can attend the Parliament sitting, Speaker Dr. Chico Luveni says it's a matter currently before the Solicitor General for clarification. Maggie Boyle reports.
A week before the New Year's first Parliament sitting and the suspension of the National Federation Party has caused some uncertainty. Labelling it a first, Speaker of Parliament Dr. Chico Luveni says they're seeking legal advice.
We are getting advice and clearance from the Solicitor General's office to have a look at the Constitution and how the Constitution has accommodated such a situation. So we are waiting for their advice on that. So suspension is on the party, suspension of the party, but it's not suspension of membership of Parliament. This is what we want to get clearance of.
Yesterday, the Register of Parties suspended NFP over the use of an accountancy firm not registered with the Fiji Institute of Accountants. The party's suspension, though effective immediately, has a 60-day redress period to resolve the issue or face deregistration. While the NFP members' seats in Parliament is uncertain, Dr. Chico says Parliament itself will proceed.
It does not affect Parliament sitting because there are only 3 members of the opposition or 3 members of Parliament. And if the suspension means that they are suspended from the sitting of Parliament as well, it does not affect the sitting because the quorum for sitting is 1/3 of membership, and that is 17. So we'll still have the quorum so that Parliament will still sit.
The House of Representatives will sit from next Monday. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, Carver Bill ready for Parliament.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कब तक में Mirchi FM सुनता है. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिद हुसैन. Mirchi FM मेरे नस में.
Mirchi FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Agriculture Ministry is putting the last touches on the kava bill to ensure high demand of yangona from overseas markets is met. Permanent Secretary for Agriculture Rai Waimbuta says with the kava bill in place, exporting yangona will be well looked after and quality required will be retained for a longer period. Savara Tambua has more.
Overseas markets want Fiji kava more than 4 years old. This is something the Agriculture Ministry is focusing on. Permanent Secretary Waimbuta says at the next cabinet meeting, the kava bill is expected to be finalized and endorsed.
Once the bill has been endorsed and approved by cabinet, then definitely we will work on the regulation part of the things and also the policy issues on what needs to be done or regulated in order to try and maintain quality for this particular commodity for the desired export market that I can say is huge out there in the overseas market.
The ministry is working to strengthen the Fiji Kava Council to ensure farmers who want to export kava are registered. Fiji Crop and Livestock Council Chairman Simon Cole says Fiji needs to look after the commodity well.
One issue, though, that really worries me is that if kava becomes a viable business, if we do not protect it for the Pacific Islands, and there are opportunities to protect this kava under what's called the Nagoya Protocol. If we do not protect kava for the Pacific region, then we will lose this crop to our region. And I think we have to be very careful how we export.
The Agriculture Ministry was allocated the sum of $800,000 to boost the production of yangona this year. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Pillar 4 of the education reforms, which deals with parental engagement, was launched by the Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy last night. This new policy on parental engagement is focused on helping children progress academically, encourage them to pursue higher education and contribute positively to the economy. Ellen Stolz reports.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says children have been showing patterns of behavior that's badly affecting their school life. Dr. Reddy says a 2015 National Substance Abuse and Advisory Council report has shown shocking results.
A total of 300 primary schools and 100 secondary schools surveyed, 1,796 offences were committed by secondary and primary school students. In 2015, statistics further highlight an alarming rate of absenteeism on a daily basis in our schools.
Last year, the education reforms implemented were based on 3 key pillars, which were content review, teacher delivery and infrastructural development. Pillar 4 strives to give schools and parents the chance to work in partnership for the development of the children when it comes to learning.
Now more than ever, the schools and the Ministry of Education must work in tandem with the parents by establishing a stronger and enduring partnership by enhancing protective factors in the lives of children, which will help them avoid getting into risky behavior, which will be detrimental to their educational progress.
Dr. Reddy also advised all parents, teachers and guardians present to read the policy document and the strategy framework, which will be made available on the ministry's website and all schools nationwide. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Justice, Law and Human Rights convened today to find the rightful owners of a particular piece of land in Tavua that is being disputed. 4 Yavusas are laying claim to the 7,549 acres of land. Ellen Stolz has the story.
A petition was tabled in Parliament last year by opposition MP Viliame Ngavoka for members of the Yavusa in Ba, claiming their right to the disputed piece of land which lies outside the boundaries of Vatukola gold mine. It's now before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Justice, Law and Human Rights, and Committee Chair Ashnil Sudhakar says it's a matter that requires a lot of attention.
The Matangali claims that that land was taken away from them and they should be returned to them. But as we've heard that nobody is sure of what portion of the land is not leased at the moment, because the large portions have been leased to private individuals and also to the state. So we are basically in the process of collecting information.
The committee heard from the Itauke Lands and Fisheries Commission and the Itauke Land Trust Board today. Opposition member Nico Nawaikula says when dealing with land issues, every care must be taken to ensure it is dealt with in a proper manner.
And it should return to the rightful native owners who have a link or customary link to that land.
Agreeing with Nawaikula, Sudaka says they are working hard to ensure all processes are followed correctly and no information is left out.
We don't know whether tribal disputes within communities just for a piece of a land, and we don't want the situation because it's going to be very bad for the economy. So we're going to determine this, and as we said, that there has to be some substantial evidence.
The committee will be meeting with landowners in Tavua tomorrow before compiling a report to be presented in Parliament this month. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Jamie's up next with sports.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, changes expected in Fiji's 7th side for Sydney tournament. And Fiji futsal team enters final stage of preparations. This and more coming up.
I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team will make at least one change for the Sydney Sevens this weekend. The team jetted into Australia yesterday, ready to pick up the pieces following its third-place finish in Wellington last weekend. Charlie Ndadakadaka reports.
Sebuloni Modinadangi had a quiet tournament in Wellington last week, but is currently under an injury cloud, which could open up the door for reserve William Emata.
Sebuloni Modinadangi didn't train today, so with an ankle injury, and he's out for the weekend, but he's got till Thursday really to run 100% in training, and then we will have a look and see who we're going to select. But I've already said we'll have one definite change, whatever's happening. William Emata will come in for somebody, at least one change.
Ryan was not happy with some of the referees' decisions last weekend and is looking forward to airing his views when the coaches and referees get together for a sit-down tomorrow.
I think, with everyone we want some clarity. At the breakdown, certainly, there's a few things where we've edged towards giving a little bit of a leeway, really, as far as hands in rucks, hands beyond the ball, offside lines being blurred. And coaches and referees are equally to blame, as well as players.
Regardless of the results this weekend, Ryan has assured the fans that the players will continue to give their 100% on the field. Silent Otakadaka, FBC Sports.
A Flying Fijian pop-up bar will open this Friday in Sydney for Fiji Sevens team fans. Fiji Airways, one of the sponsors of the team, is pioneering the event to allow Fiji fans at the tournament the opportunity to experience Fijian hospitality while enjoying the national sport. Rohit Deo has more.
In Australia, we have something else pretty exciting happening. We are using a bar from across the road from the stadium in Sydney and transforming it into a mini Fijian village. And we'll theme it with Fijian decor, Fijian food, Fijian drinks.
The bar will be located opposite the Alliance Stadium where the Sydney Sevens will be held. As spectators enjoy Sevens rugby on the big screen at the bar, they also get to indulge in traditional Fijian culture.
The idea is for that bar to act as the headquarters for Fijian supporters throughout the weekend. As you know, there's a lot of Fijians in Sydney. There are a lot of Fijians who are obviously fans of rugby and fans of the Sevens, and we expect a lot of them to trek through. These fans are also our customers. They fly back to Fiji. They fly back home quite often.
There will also be Fiji Airways cabin crews present at the bar to ensure the fans receive the best service. Guests will be able to buy Fiji Bita over the bar, choose lunch or dinner from a Fijian-inspired menu, and also take part in cover sessions over the weekend. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji will once again host the World Rugby Pacific Challenge this year. Only 4 teams will compete as defending champions the Argentina Pampers and Canada have withdrawn their participation. The Telecom Fiji Warriors will compete against Samoa A, Tonga A and Junior Japan. The World Rugby Pacific Challenge will be staged at ANZ Stadium in Suva on March 8th to the 21st. The Vodafone Fiji futsal side is in its final stage of preparations for the OFC Futsal Championships. Coach Imtiaz Khan and his team had game sessions against the Pacific Islanders team from USP, which is made up of students from the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. Fiji will compete against New Zealand, Tahiti, New Caledonia, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu, with a winner to qualify for the Futsal World Cup.
We have been a bit off on the futsal, and then Shadia was not bringing in the tournaments here. Finally, they have decided to give us the offer to host the event, and we are very happy, very pleased to do that. We are working very closely with the Fiji Sports Council on the arrangements, and things are coming in places now. The teams will start coming in the next few days.
Fiji's first match is against New Caledonia at 3 p.m. next Monday at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. The Fiji Amateur Boxing Association is in talks with its world governing body to host a regional referee and judges course this year. FABA is honored to be considered as the venue. As Fiji is among the lowest ranked countries in the region, this will be run alongside a course for local boxing coaches.
So this will kick off in April 20th to the 24th. It's a 4-day course, and we're having level 3 coaches who are IAPA qualified. They will come here from overseas to conduct this course. So we will have the referee and judges course and the boxing coach course running simultaneously.
Meanwhile, the first Summer Series boxing event will be held next Saturday at the National Fitness Center in Suva. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
The Crest Cool Stuff for School program this year is offering bigger incentives and more rewards for students. Launching the program today, Goodman Fielder General Manager Chris Zayman says some lucky students will get scholarships and cultural trips to Singapore and Australia. In addition, 2 final year secondary school students will get a 3-year tertiary scholarship and a guaranteed career opportunity at Goodman Fielder. Students who want to participate will have to fill in their student collector sheets with the tokens found printed on specially marked Crest Chicken whole bird packs. All the 25 blocks on the sheet needs to be filled and returned by the 2nd of September. Afternoon showers were experienced over most parts of the country today. A weak trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers remains slow-moving over Fiji. It is expected to affect the group till later today. All centres recorded temperatures in the 30s today, with Lambasa hitting the highest at 33 degrees and Lautoka the lowest with 30 degrees. Tomorrow there will be some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, fine apart from afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. Isolated thunderstorm and heavy falls expected, especially in the afternoon or evening. And the further outlook is cloudy periods with some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, elsewhere fine apart from afternoon or evening showers. Recapping the main stories for today. New 3-year rural road development program signed. More dengue cases recorded by Ministry of Health, and Fijian students studying in India safe following riots. On to our poll question for this week. We are asking, do you know what the Zika virus is? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Good night.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tahua, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka, and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera.
I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.